Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce week 3 to you, which is the week of January the 21st through the 27th. This week we're going to be looking at classroom vocabulary, subject pronouns, and the verb ser. If you look here, if you open up the week, you are to study pages 12 to 20 and review pages 1 to 17. At the end, after you've completed the work for this week, you should be able to describe your classroom to others. You should also know what subject pronouns are in Spanish, as well as how to use them and how to conjugate the verb ser. All of these assignments address student learning outcomes 1, 2, and 3 and are due on the 24th. You'll want to start this week just like any other by looking at the instructor-made videos, which will go over ser, subject pronouns, and vocabulary. After you've looked at the videos, then you're going to click on the classroom participation forum, click on the thread, hit reply, and you're going to post any questions or concerns you have about the material, either covered in class if you're in an in-seat class or covered in the videos if you're in an online class. And if you don't have any questions or concerns, you still need to post. You need to at least post that you have no questions or concern. Also, you're going to have activities in My Language Lab. So when you're ready, you're going to click on My Language Labs, and these are the assignments they're going to complete out there, which I think I have My Language Labs up. Let me just get into student view. Okay. And so then you will want to go to your course calendar or your to-do list, click on it. And since these assignments are due on the 24th, you're going to want to click on the 24th on your calendar. Your assignments will pop up here. You can open them, and work on them. You can do them as many times as you would like before the due date, and then you hit finish and submit for grading. If you're doing them more than 3 times, though, again, I suggest you reach out to me. And if you need accent marks, remember that there's an accent mark bar in My Language Labs. Okay. Okay, and we're also going to have a test on Chapter 1, the first part of Chapter 1, which will be done online, and it's due at the end of the day, the 24th. And if you're in a face-to-face class, we're going to take it in class on Friday, the 25th. Okay, so this is the test. This is the one that we're taking in class. The online students, it's the same test. It's just in an online format. It's going to start out with a listening section. You have been selected to greet a group of international students at your university and need to practice some useful greetings and farewells. Listen to each question or statement and then select the response that most logically follows. So in my online classes, you'll listen to a recording. My face-to-face classes, I will read this to you. I will read statements, and then you're just going to pick the response that would best follow whatever greeting or whatever from the greeting vocabulary, page 4 and 5, whatever I say to you, you have 3 choices. You're gonna pick the one that makes most sense to follow up what I just said. Then you have es formal. Do you know when to use formal language? You're going to indicate whether each expression is more appropriate in a formal or an informal setting. So you'll read the statements below, and then you'll decide whether they are formal or informal. Then, como estás? Complete each conversation logically by filling in the blanks with the appropriate words. So pieces of a dialogue are missing, and this again is referencing the vocabulary that's on pages 4 and 5. So you'll just read through the various conversations and fill in the words that are missing. And then cierto or falso, you've got 2 conversations to read. After you've read them, you'll have various statements and questions. No, I think they're all statements. All statements. And then you decide whether they're true or false based upon the information you gleaned from reading the conversations. Letras, letras, y más letras. If you're in my online class, you'll listen to a recording again. If you're in the face-to-face, I'm going to spell various words to you in Spanish, and you just circle the word that's being spelled to you. Okay, ¿qué palabra es? Write out each word that has been spelled out for you. So if you remember, this is how the letter sounds, so you need to then write the actual letter representation that goes with that sound. En la clase de matemáticas, your younger cousin is practicing for his math quiz tomorrow. Listen as he says each math problem aloud, then choose the option that matches the equation you hear. So in the online classes, you'll listen to that. In the face-to-face, I will read it, and whatever equation I am saying is the one that you'll need to circle. Las matemáticas. choose the phrase that accurately expresses each equation below. So you will see a now math equation, and then I guess it's in standard form, and then you'll pick the written form that matches the standard form. And then los estudiantes internacionales, you are responsible for keeping records of the number of international students that attend your university. As you look over the numbers, you realize that there is actually one less. This is important right here. One less student per country than what is listed. Before submitting a report to the International Student Office, spell out the correct number of students from each country. So you have to write one less than the numbers given. So here, what you'll write out in word form is not going to be 22, but 21, and it won't be 15, but 14, and so on and so forth. Here, ¿cuál es la fecha? You are trying to explain to a friend of yours that dates are expressed differently in Spanish, but he just doesn't seem to understand. To help him write out each of the dates in a complete sentence using hoy es. You're going to say hoy es, and then remember that in Spanish, the day comes before the month. So this is the 1st of December, the 4th of September, and so on and so forth. And that's everything you have to do for week 3.